Okay, I just realized I'm going to go back and show you another way, maybe a simpler way for some of you to do the work we just did on 23 and 25. Because we can also do that using matrices. So you see all this work we did here on 25. If we look back up, I guess we can't go up there. What's on another piece? Anyway, I guess I'll work through number 25 using matrices. If I look at this, they're already lined up. If I only look at the A, the B, and the C values as a matrix, this would be, I guess I'll do it in green, -1, -3, -11, -3, -1, -9. Hopefully you see where I'm getting that from these values here. Alright, and then I would plug those into a calculator using the matrix edit. Put in a 2 by 3, put in these numbers, and then I would use the math function in matrix with the RREF. So I'll show you how to do that right now. I just need to remember what my values were before I get over there. -1, -3, -11, -3, -1, -9. Alright. So let's solve that problem using those values. I'm going to go second matrix, and I'm going to go over to edit, and I'm going to tell myself I have a 2 by 3 matrix, and I'm going to punch in those points, and that was -1, enter, -3, enter, -11, enter, -3, enter, -1, enter, and -9, enter. So we see have our matrix -1, -3, -11, -3, -1, -9. Everything looks good. So now we can use this data to go ahead and find the solution to this system. So I'm going to go ahead and hit second matrix. And now we're going to go over and use the math function. So I use the right arrow, get to math. I'm going to scroll up till we get to RREF. Right there. And I'm going to hit enter. And it's asking me which matrix I want to use. So I'm going to tell it, well, in this case, the only one I have, but I'm going to say A, enter. Now we see it says it's calculating on A. Enter one more time. And it gives us this, so the X, Y, and then the output. So it's saying that for X we have 2, and for Y we have 3. So right away, right there, we see that we have this. I'll take you back and let you see what we were working on before. I can't do it. So we can see where these values, this X goes into here, and this Y goes into our ordered pair. And that's that. You could do the same thing on the one above, except you have to rearrange it so that they're in the same order. So why don't we do that? Why don't we scroll up to, what was it, number 23, and see how we could use matrix to solve that one. Okay, so I'm backtracking to number 23 to show how this can be solved using matrices. And to do that, I have to pick off these numbers, but they do need to be in standard form, which is X, then Y equals a number. And we don't have that on the bottom, so I'm going to rearrange this bottom one by adding 3x to both sides. And so that becomes 3x plus y equals 13, and that top one was negative x plus 3y equals 19. And so my matrix goes in as -1, 3, 19, 3, 1, 13. Because that number in front of y is 1, that number in front of the x is just negative 1. And we're going to do the same thing we did on 25. I know we're going backwards, but so I'm going to switch you over to that now. Okay, here we are with a different view. I still have my matrix that I set up in view, so I'm going to set that one up in the calculator by going to second matrix. And I'm going to go to edit, 2 clicks to the right, and I'm going to hit enter. And it has the 2 by 3 that I had in there before, so I just have to hit enter, enter, and now I'm going to start editing these. Negative 1's fine. But this should be a 3. I'm going to change that. And this should be a 19. I'm going to change that. And this should be positive 3, positive 1, and 13. So now that one's done. I can go second quit, second matrix. Now we're going to use that math function, RREF. Enter. And tell it which matrix to use. We're still using A. I guess I could have entered it as a separate one under B, but I won't. And here we go. And we get this same output that we solved for before, which was 2, 7. Still should show you that though. So that came from here. We have the 2 in the x, and so this is showing us x column, y column. Y is 7, x is 2. And that's our answer. And that is the wrap on page 11 for the second time.